Yeah. Just smack her across the head. What the fuck? Come on, girl. 1, 2. Fuck. If she keeps hitting me, we might fall off the cliff, look. Alright, another day, another video. If you're not into mountain biking, this might not be the video for you. But it's not about mountain biking, it's just going out and doing shit, isn't it? So, I was thinking about the genre, or what these videos are becoming, because I'm over the whole vlog thing. I mean, I started shooting vlogs maybe about 8 years ago when they were called V-blogs, video blogs, and you just have a V-blog. And I used to interview people that came to the gym and ask them the same 5 questions. That was the kind of the format, and then evolved into montages with music and slow-mo and all that. It's kind of, everyone jumped on it, and then I got tired of it. So I'm not really doing, I'm looking to do different stuff. I know it's, you know, it's me and a camera and all that kind of shit when I'm doing. But what I'd like is to come up with a different name for it, like that kind of the montage, not a montage, but a little bit of talking to camera afterwards. And there's Maria, my yoga teacher. And a little bit of the, you know, a little bit of talking to the camera afterwards about what I'm doing. A little bit of, you know, a bit of training and stuff like that. So I don't know what to call it. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the process of it. I've got now to meet the guys up at the Barragem, is where we're going to. The Barragem is basically a reservoir that waters the whole kind of surrounding area, and there's a loop around it. Now it used to be like a 5-hour spin. You'd ride from the gym and go up, and it's 5 hours. But we're going to drive up. I'm going to meet John and Kieran here. It's the first time I've been out with anybody since I got back. So it'll be interesting. I think a lot of people now are starting to kind of like, listen, fuck it, I'll go and train with somebody, or I'll go and do something with somebody, and so be it, you know. And I think slowly and surely after a while people come out of their houses and start thinking like, you know, I can't just keep going around me fucking own all the time. You know, you don't look like you're sick, I don't look like I'm sick, let's go for a run together, let's have some social interaction instead of social distancing all the time. There's only so long you can do that before you start to go a bit nuts. Not good for the soul, it's not. So, right, I'm going to meet the boys. We're going to ride around the Barragem. I'm going to video it, and then see what happens then after that. Oh, I'm going to have a little chat later on about something or whatever. Maybe a story, maybe an African story. They're always good. Alright, let's do it. Alright, so we got Marcel, Team Vagus, John Boy, and Kieran with his helmet on his backpack. That was a good idea, that, Kieran. Helmet on, just in case you hurt your back. It's a good idea. I like it. It might catch on. Alright, so we're back off road. This is the route that goes all the way around the lakes. Boom. We'll do it Saturday after the session, Marcel. Yeah. Oh no. No. No, fuck that. Oh, John. No way. Bollocks to that. I'll take my shoes off. took a shortcut but went the wrong way. Ah, we get up there. Up. Cut that down. That's bollocks, isn't it? Who? Did you hit it? Can't be doing that.
Huh?
Can't be doing that.
Oh, this is private fucking land.
It's not a private fucking road though, is it?
Oh, it could be.
No, it's not.
From the fire brigade, whatever. Oh, you're so aggressive against a couple of guys.
Well, they take your head off. Imagine you're coming down this way here.
Yeah.
You know, if you come down this way, you hit that at like fucking 40k an hour.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? No helmet on, you wreck yourself. They're looking at you like they're hungry, Kieran. Look at this lad. Wow. Hike a bike. Oh! Gonna walk through this one because feet are already wet. You can see how deep this fucking thing is. It's an old road. Bam.
There you go. Right. Simple. That's the top, yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like that's what'll give you the puncture there. Little bad boys. Sagra's minis. Guilt-free little ensemble. Even little drink. That is nice. I have a new setup tonight. I have a new parabolic. I've always wanted to say that. Light here, big huge fucking umbrella, deep parabolic diffuser and a new light, and I decided to change up cameras today because I was always into cameras, but I kind of started geeking out on them. And this one has a lens on it that is actually really, really nice. It's a Voigtlander lens, hand built, last forever. Anyway, I decided to just drag it out of the box and shoot it tonight. More about the light. Light is what it's about, not really the camera. It's all about the light.
I had a good day today. Well, I had a great day today. An amazing day today. I lived. So that's fucking amazing, isn't it? I wanted to tell a story, and it's one of my oldest stories. If you know me any amount of time, you've heard this story, but if you're new to the group, well, this will be new to you. And I was thinking about it today, and it's meant different things to me at different times in my life. Same story, different lesson. And today I got a different lesson from it, as I kind of went through it and thought about it. And said, oh, yeah. And it's the Child of the Year story. Just to bring it back, like when I was a kid, I grew up in Crumlin. And I was quite the innocent child, good-looking kid, never got into trouble, never went on the mitch, never hung out with the wrong people. Just hung around with a couple of lads on the street, Darren Hoyney across the road, Brian Smith up the road, and the McCormicks around the corner and down Patrick. And we used to play football against this fence, race each other around the block. And then in the summertime we'd play for the down Patrick Road for the road leagues. But there was always this thing in Crumlin where there was this very good sense of community. People throw the word community around. They don't really. It's not really the same thing. Then it was. And it meant everybody knew everybody. Everybody looked out for everybody. Even the dogs used to go around and collect the newspapers for their owners. You know, Jack Russell would go down and he'd go into the shop and the guy gave him the newspaper and he'd bring it home. But it was great. I really enjoyed growing up then. Played out in the street till it got dark. Then you went home, went to bed, repeated in the summer. It was great. Those endless summers. And they used to have these Lower Crumlin community games. And it would be a week of events for Crumlin. Most of it would be based in Sundrive Park. And you'd have like all sorts of races for people and football games. And the saints and the sinners, the priests used to play the other people that weren't priests, the sinners. And the undercurrent of that was I didn't know anything bar, my little block that I grew up on. I didn't know the world outside really. We went to different places, but it was just, that's where you revolved around because you were a kid. But I didn't know Crumlin had such a bad reputation. And it had a reputation for being rough. I had a reputation for joyriders. I had a reputation for no-go areas, big heroin problem. There was, I had the worst heroin problem in Europe in the 80s. Fatima Mansions, Dolphins Barn and Crumlin area. So, one year, the Lower Crumlin Community Council, or whoever they were, decided to look for a golden child that would drag Crumlin out of this shit. And it would represent a new era of how things were going to go. So I was always in clubs, I was always in football teams, I was always on the GA team, I was always on the running team. Now I was terrible at, I never got my game in football. Do you know what I mean? I never played a game where I went on first. It was always a sub because I was small for my age. So I would never get on even in school, I'd never get on that. I'd always sit in the sideline waiting for someone to come off. But I joined the Cub Scouts, and I used to like the Cub Scouts because they made me leaders of groups. And I did well in it. I did well with other kids, and I kind of like took around it, I suppose. So I was in the Cubs, the Cub Scouts one day, and we had a female leader, and she said that there was going to be a competition called the Child of the Year, and all the youth groups were going to put somebody in. They'd kind of like want me to represent them. So I told my mother, and then one night in the Marist School Hall, they had this competition for the Child of the Year. And there was about 40 odd kids, from the football, scouts, majorettes, every youth group there was put somebody up. And they had this lad in from RTE to interview us. And it was a full hall. So they went out and did their little questions and stuff like that. And I was quite the innocent child. I was funny, but I didn't know why it was so funny. It was probably the innocence made me funny. People laughed at an innocent child, you know. Went out, told a few stories. And all of a sudden, when they were calling out the winner, they read my name. And I became the Lower Crumlin Child of the Year. Now at the time, I was quite embarrassed by it. Because you know when you're like 9, you don't want to be called a child. You're at that kind of like in-between phase where, no, I'm not a kid. I'm a grown-up. I'm a man, you know. So I kind of like hid it a little bit. But what they did was, they made a big publicity push to push me forward as a kind of the new face of Crumlin, basically. So they had me giving awards to handicapped kids, open things, going on charity cycles. They had me cycle from Galway to Dublin with a bunch of men. I was like fucking 9. We did it in 2 days. I was like tiny on this tiny little bike. I went out with these bunch of men, half of them were firemen, and we cycled from Galway to Dublin. We stopped one night in some fucking hall somewhere, slept in a sleeping bag, got up the next morning. And then they had me another one, Donegal to Dublin. Then my mother denies this. She says I never did that. But I remember being in Donegal with a bucket, you know, collecting for the old folks. Anyway, word got round, and I was in a few newspaper articles, and butter wouldn't melt in my mouth. I'll have to find the photograph and stick it up to you. Yeah, I should have to do that. So anyway, word got around, and RTE got wind of this, and I got this letter to say you've been invited onto RTE1 radio on a Friday evening, prime time. It was kind of like a lot of people then used to listen to radio of an evening on Friday on the way home from work, 6 o'clock, prime time, everyone would be listening, right? So I went into the RTE with my mother and my father. And it was a big, huge room. And it was a live broadcast. And there was lots of people there. And I was just sitting there. And then the presenter came around before we went live. And his name was Jimmy Greeley. And Jimmy came around and he said, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go live. We're going to ask you a few questions. And that's how it's going to work. I hear you're a bit of a comedian. He said, tell us jokes. So I tell him a joke. He starts laughing. Great. So that's what we're going to do. Great. So we go live. The first few people go on. There's a fella playing a squeeze box, another fella playing a flute and a fiddle and stuff like that. And then it was me. So Jimmy came around to me, started asking me what I was doing and what it was about and what's things. And then he said to me, I hear you're a bit of a comedian, Colin. Tell us a joke. Now, I didn't want to tell him the joke that I just told him. And at the time, there was a guy called Lord Mountbatten, and he'd been blown up by the IRA in a boat in a lake in Northern Ireland, and he died, and his grandkid got killed, and it was a disaster. And I was in school one day, and someone told a joke about Mountbatten, and everyone thought it was hilarious, including me, apart from the teacher, because he knew what it was. So he says to me, tell me a joke. So we're live on the radio, and I said to him, how did I know Lord Mountbatten had dandruff? And I always remember his face going a little bit pale. And he could have stopped me there, but he didn't. He said, how? Because he found his head and shoulders on the beach. His fucking face. And my father was like, the switchboard just fucking like red hot, jammed. They had to come on and make a formal apology. Like, he's only 9. He doesn't know any better. And I didn't know any better. I was innocent. I was just like, that was a funny joke. I didn't know who he was. Do you know what I mean? So that was that. And then I got back, and I got dethroned. The rug got pulled from underneath me. There was no more representing. There was no more face of Crumlin. There was no more opening nothing or doing cycles for anybody. It was just gone. I suppose that's what I learned from it today, which was, you know, people, when they love you, they love you. When you do one thing, not even wrong, you say the wrong thing, you do the wrong thing, next of all, boom, gone, cut off. What's the saying? Don't throw rocks if you live in glass houses. But the irony of it was about 10 years ago. Because I was always thinking, I bet your man Jimmy Greeley remembers that. About 10 years ago, I was doing some acupuncture on a mutual friend. And she so happened to work in a radio station. I think it was 98 FM. And Jimmy Greeley was still going, and he was there. And I said, tell him he said hello. See if he remembers. He remembered all right, yeah. Never work with children and animals. Yeah, that was my. That's when I made it. I had the world just there in the palm of my hands, and just fucked it all away. Jesus, just threw it away. But I got it back. Yeah, it's been a good life, you know. It's been a good life. So that is it. What way are we going forward? I know it's been a while since my last vlog. I've been trying to do them every second day, but I'm flat out with a bit of work at the moment, so bear with me. I've been doing like a ton of videos for the FAST project, so that has to get done. That's priority. So that's getting banged out. And then, I don't know if you've seen it, but I made a good documentary. I thought it was good. I was happy how it turned out, on Hamish. And Hamish owns the Green Room in Lagos here, and he closed his restaurant when all this kind of COVID happened. And then he realised a lot of the people that do the work for the tourist industry had no more work. And a lot of them would have been working, like, you know, for cash, cleaning apartments, doing the bits of maintenance. Tourists didn't come, the rentals didn't come. They didn't get any money. And it went from 20 families to 200, to 350 families not being able to feed their kids. And I bumped into him in the car park and said, let me hang out with you for a day and make a film. And last Friday he called me with 10 minutes notice. I grabbed the camera, hung out with him for the day. And I really hope we got the message across that, like, there's a lot of people complaining that they're bored sitting in their house. But there's also people in the Western world and in Europe, in mainland Europe, that can't feed their kids in the space of like 2 weeks. So, and it wasn't a case of that he was looking for money or any of that. It wasn't that, because there's loads of food here, because the food is here for the tourists. The farmers have been growing all the food for the tourists. Tourists ain't going to come. It's all this food. And all it was logistics and getting people with expertise, because he just runs a bar, right, basically. And he just wanted people to come in with, hey, I've got this, I'm good at this, I'm good at that, I'm good at negotiating, I'm good at talking to people, I'm good at organising people. For those types of people to come in and help. And the film made a great impact. I was delighted with it. I was delighted how it went. And I think yesterday it got like 90 shares on my Facebook. And they're all locals, you know. So everyone's heard about it. And the people that need to hear about it have heard about it. But if you haven't seen it, have a look. I'll put a link to somewhere in it. Share it out there and spread the love, you know. Because at the end of the day, we are all one. So, till the next one. Rafter, Hare Krishna, Namaste. rafting.